The second-ranked team of the nation, the Florida Gators, are in town, and the LSU Tigers, they're on the prowl today. Did some of those Mardi Gras beads maybe were from last night. Gators are here for the first time in a couple of years. They're fine. They are feeling pretty dang good. They've won back-to-back, the most convincing fashion on Tuesday, scored 81 points against South Carolina.
You win 2 in a row, and they've done it with 4 guards in the lineup. They're going to try to space out Florida, make the bigs chase a little bit. They shoot the ball well. They move the ball better with this 4-guard lineup. Again, 2 wins in a row. See if they can put pressure. Now, what's the other side of it? They better rebound because Florida's unbelievable on the glass.
And one of the best teams in controlling the defensive and offensive glass. So here is their 5-man. Ironically, it's Damian Collins who takes the 18-footer. Collins playing some really good basketball the last week. And so here is the starting 5 for Todd Golden. Clayton goes for 17 a game. But as we mentioned, this backcourt of Clayton, Richard, and Martin, highest scoring trio in the SEC. Martin finds the cutter. That's Ruben Chinyelu, and he gets fouled before taking some steps.
Florida averages nearly 84 points a ball game. But if LSU can stretch out this
week against Oklahoma, made 11. Chinyelu goes 2 for 2. And their offensive spacing with this unit.
And we know what Collins can do. He's a rim runner. One end to the other, but he's got to be really efficient on the inside.
Well, as you mentioned, this is where Florida can be very dangerous. Elijah Martin with the finger. Richard, contested 15-footer, can't get it to go. And there's the effort on the glass that time by Thomas Houck. So that gives his team another possession and a new 20 now after back-to-back offensive boards.
And the Gators are number 2 in rebound margin. Second best offensive rebounding team in the SEC. A problem already early for LSU.
So Florida again playing 3rd straight game without Sam Alexis. That's a reliable reserve off the bench. But then their starter Alex Condon. Thomas Houck is playing his best ball with those 2 out. And Victorious Miller, that
2 open threes.
Yeah, they are relentless. There it was in the bottom left of the screen.
4 guards, that's fine. You must block out. You must find body.
Guy Bailey, good rebounding offensive initiator for LSU. Has it across the timeline.
I was in Gainesville last week against South Carolina, and Thomas Houck, with 20 points, had a fabulous game. 3 assists, rebounds, steals, 6 rebounds. He's been playing his best basketball.
So Collins has got all 4 for LSU. You know, in their SEC wins, Collins has been a factor in all 3 of them.
He's a guy that won't be heavily guarded because he doesn't take a lot of shots outside. So he'll have looks.
Richard, the marksman. Boy, they're really trying to work it into Chinyelu here, establishing the presence.
195, 200. Strong body, physical. Quickness doesn't bother him if you defend him. Strength doesn't bother him because he's strong enough. Good defense, but you can't let him wide open.
Yeah, that's his forte. Knocks down a wide open 3.
You can't
miss Florida trying to stretch the lead. Clayton left his feet. Wild pass. The 7-footer picks it up. Houck secures it. Aberdeen. Jump stop. Foul. Oh, and it goes in. Count the basket. As you mentioned, had 4 straight double-figure games. There are several players recently for Florida to underscore, and the deficit can grow further. It's an 8-0 Florida run already.
Got to find ways to get a stop if you're LSU, so you can use maybe your speed with your productive guards to get a run. But Florida never let you off the hook.
Martin cashes in from distance. A special game for Elijah Martin. He's from Summit, Mississippi, maybe an hour and a half from here. Old Denver partner with the great SID. He goes, he's got about 100 friends and family here. But he has done it so efficiently, and he has willed LSU to several victories. This is Clayton Jr. 4-3.
Well, night in, night out, you're going to get Cam. LSU needs him to be productive. Here he comes off a screen down low.
He's taken 2 shots, and he missed them both, so he's still scoreless here in the early minutes, but he can get hot very quickly. Carter from 15.
Mid-range game in check, to the rim check, and then deep check. 3-level.
Klobuchar can't hit from distance. He's coming off a 10-point game against Oklahoma on Tuesday, his best offensive game of the season. Miller, count it, and a foul. So Victorious Miller is going to the line to try to tighten this up.
But what you see of some freshmen, like we're seeing out of Miller, is continued confidence game in, game out. Last 3 ball games, he's averaged 10 points a game. He has struggled in much of the SEC, but now you can see what's happening. He now gets it. He knows the physicality of it. He knows now how to score.
Turning a corner deep into the season, Aberdeen hit it. Powlett's trying to get his fingertips on it. Rather, that was Miller. Klomjar, a blur into the front court. Good transition defense there. Sears leading the way. Richard, lob it up. Chinyelu, the two-hand throwdown.
And a great following here in Baton Rouge for the Florida Gators. Pretty good crowd in here for Florida.
We've seen a whole lot of orange and blue. Sears, yeah, wide open at the rim that time. And Sears, how about this? 5th-year senior is what's the weakness? Like, what's the answer to the question? And so they go 11.5 minutes without turning the ball over. That's impressive. Carter, a wild layup attempt. He gets the foul call. He'll be at the line for a pair. That's the first on Houck.
Todd Golden didn't think that was a foul. He thought his guy was
an 87% free throw shooter to the line. He's been one of the best of the SEC all time defending champs. Weather's pretty good down that way. I would say that ends up.
Never ends. No, I just thought it was like a week long, and I thought Fat Tuesday kicked it off. That's in a couple weeks. Not so much.
A week is how long it will take you to get your car from the Hotel Valet downtown. Wait around for a week. How about that nice jumper? That one.
And you're challenging really good shot blockers.
Yeah.
It's almost a drive and kick kind of a night. Right now, Florida's staying home. They're not going to let you do that, but you got to keep putting it on the floor and trying to create matches for your teammates, or you got to find stops so you can get out and run.
Martin draws the foul, and are they going to say
they're good? Like they're just one of the best.
But they got that big head-to-head win against the defending national champs. So pitch that one.
Great recovery by Richard to get to Cam Carter. They ran a play for him. He couldn't get a shot up.
Late shot clock. Williams may have to hoist it. That's a contested 3. Givens, or make it Jai Bailey, pardon me, comes down with it. And Givens cashes in.
And Givens, a terrific freshman.
Slender 5-man's got it here. Chinyelu right up on him. Deflected pass. And wow. LSU dodges a couple bullets there. Williams going to the line for a pair.
And you can see how LSU, with their 4 guards, spaces the floor. And when you put Collins against South Carolina, so his game is back.
Line. Williams, part-time starter a year to look, but he has stayed engaged, locked in. He's earned more minutes. Williams, or pardon me, Clayton can't hit the turnaround. And then a reaching foul on Hanlogton. That is his second.
And if he can get his game back, obviously it helps LSU, which it's
so many of those 10 SEC losses. And that was a gut. And so they have got this back to an 8-point game. First half in Baton Rouge. Mini 6-0 LSU burst. Carter that time takes the pass away. Cross-court feed. Williams gets hand-locked and into the air and hits. Aberdeen cut off by Bailey. That time good solid defense from Jai Bailey, and Miller clears it.
Well, Miller's got the size to be able to rebound with the Florida bigs.
Givens, Miller, throwdown.
Wow.
Time here for LSU, you would hope, for years moving forward. NIT team a year ago. You wonder how the season would have played out if Reed was healthy. But they are where they are. Oh, Miller stretches it and connects. Miller keeps growing as this conference season rolls on with 3 to go in the first. Knotted up at 29. Aberdeen off-balance runner, so that finally puts an end to a 14-0 run.
You know what? Tough shot, good defense. Sometimes you reward the guy who makes a great play.
They had missed 7 in a row. Now Miller, he was thinking about it.
He checked, big fella. Shoot it.
Bounce pass, Carter. Very effective 3-point shooter. Hasn't squeezed one off yet today. Bailey for 3.
You know, I'd like to see what
LSU on the move again.
And a good block out that time by Givens allows LSU to get the rebound.
It's a 17-2 LSU run. And that's a foolish reach-in foul that time on Clayton. Pardon me, that's on Chinyalu. That's his second. The straight-on triple that he is perhaps adding. Sonny, that was just the
good. Now, the more minutes you get, the more confidence you get playing in SEC play. Look at the rotation.
Givens decides to take it. Cross-court feed to Carter. Carter now puts it on the ground. Aberdeen cuts him off.
But how quickly do the Florida Gators defense get to Carter? He can't have any open look.
Williams, step back, three!
Kevin,
I mean, this has got to be one of the worst runs Florida's faced all season.
And the Gators have had no answers on either end of the floor for LSU.
Outside of the Tennessee loss, I mean, they have not been blown out. They have not played in uncompetitive games. 22-2 run.
Shot pocket 5.
Carter cut off again. Carter hoists. Way off that time. Had to improvise. Williams with 3 on the game clock. Williams puts it up. Left it short. And LSU, after falling behind by 14, and we're sitting here going, boy, do they have a response? So Chinyalu, those 8 first-half points, misses that one. This is Thomas. How can the putback is true?
And how can a very quiet first half only took 1 shot, made to 3. Now he's got another bucket. Speed by Cam Carter, and that's what you have defensively. You've got in the screen how spread out the floor is to allow the drivers to penetrate. Collins has to catch that pass.
This is a pinball. Givens goes up. Oh, Givens puts it in.
Could be one of those nights, partner.
They have a whole lot of mojo and gusto right now. Collins with the right hand, just a bit strong, and Chinyalu now down with his 7th rebound. Clayton, crossover. Clayton lost it. Clayton goes up and scores, so he sticks with it. He's got 8. The senior from Lake Wales, Florida. Givens watches. That's offline.
I don't like the shot. Again, he hasn't shot the ball well this season. Long miss leads to a break.
And count that back at the rim. He's one of the 20 names that are on that. He thinks he's clearly playing at an All-American level. Could he reach a first team? We'll see. Miller sticks with it. Robert Miller with 14. A strong night for the rookie.
How about the ability to take it off the bounce, get contact, get knocked a little bit sideways, still finishes the play.
Clayton wants 3, offline that time, and so there's Miller once again. 5 rebounds now for the freshman.
And Clayton is more aggressive trying to score the basketball. Look at the ball movement by LSU.
Givens connects. Wide open 3.
A better shot because it really went around the horn, and Givens was set when he caught it that time.
That's now 7 triples for LSU today. Chinyalu was open, and now he's getting to double figures.
And they're giving Chinyalu.
Lets it go, and missed it from the mid-range. Richard on the move now. Numbers maybe. Richard had to throw it behind him. Hout got his man in the air. Florida's back within 4.
I don't think Richard was throwing it. There's a long way to go, but one of the favorites to reach the Final Four.
All right,
tonight it's not so much fun for him.
No, here's Mike Williams trying to go reverse, and they're going to put a whistle on that one. So they say it's a goaltend, and Todd Golden is immediately pointing to KB Burns.
And how quickly Mike Williams is back in the game from the halftime, right? In the lineup because of how well he played in that first half.
So Clayton, as you mentioned, starting to turn it up a notch. He's got, I was going to count that bucket. Chinyalu, though, benefits. He's got 12.
When he's going to get shots or looks that other guys can't get. And if he misses, teammates easy tip-ins.
And meanwhile, Chinyalu's a rebound away from a double-double, so he has been impactful today. Miller, screen and roll. Good stuff there.
Beautiful offensively. And right now, defensively, I think LSU, their quickness is good. The problem you have is inside, and Florida keeps pounding it in low.
Career high for the sophomore. Last year, spends the year at Washington. Win against the defending national champs. We're coming down the wire, Sonny. We got a handful of games left on either side, women and men's side. Who will come away with league titles? Clayton now with 13.
Best time of the year and best.
On that LSU bench, you got One of the studs of that 06 team, Tasman Mitchell, still an assistant coach on the LSU staff. That's a nice play to run out at the timeout. Klobuchar.
More valuable. He did not do much in his 6 minutes. He's got to be a force in the paint for this team.
It's number 11 in the white. Aberdeen reads the pass, and the junior goes up. And all of a sudden, this Florida lead is stretched back to 5. So it's a 9-0 Florida run.
Williams, Miller, Cam Carter. 3 main guys who have been good on the offensive end.
Chess throws it up, bounces in. That's Corey Chess' first basket of the night.
Well, we've seen the physicality that Chess likes to play with this season. Runs with a high motor. Again, he'll have to be productive.
Oh, that 3 is good. Williams.
He must have got hit in the nose.
But Florida immediately answers their 5th three-pointer. Carter pulls up, hits it from 8.
Pretty automatic when he gets defenders on their heels.
Urban Klobuchar hit a couple of big buckets as well during that stretch, the latest 3. So we're past the halfway mark now in Baton Rouge. Aberdeen just a straight line drive, and Houck with the follow slam. See, championship game a year ago. And so after 335 days, he returned last Saturday. Out taking his man off the dribble. Thomas Houck.
Take a few assists.
Winning plays.
Yeah, winning plays. Terrific play.
And Florida is right now on a 22-6 run. Collins from 16 nails it.
A big bucket because they're him.
Little body contact there. Jai Bailey trying to get free. And now here is Cam Carter. Little separation, puts it up. That 3 goes down and out. Collins follows. For Thomas Houck now. Great work on the glass for the sophomore. Klobuchar between the legs, trying to go crossover. Carter with them the whole way. Hand locked in though, gets fouled. And the junior is going to the free throw of this very tight-knit, close run. All stems back to in the offseason. We were very specific with every show. Klobuchar can't hit the 3. Another 20, where they have owned the offensive glass. Klobuchar gets open again. He's 0 for 2 on this possession. Third look out. Thomas Houck.
Headlock pound in the glass.
This run continues. And you're right, they are doubling up LSU on the offensive glass. 18 offensive rebounds. That is an elite number. Williams, yeah, he answers. It does fall. Florida runs. Number 2 in the nation in a 2-possession game with the home team.
And remember how the home crowd responded the last 4 minutes of that first half. They're going to need him again for a push to try to win this game.
So Martin will have 2.
We're all over the street outside the hotel.
Downtown Baton Rouge. Hey, level. Well, if a second team foul on Florida, so they have stayed out of foul trouble. Meanwhile, they are in the bonus. Oh, that pass is deflected. It's Richard. Will Richard leaves it for Martin. Count it. And the foul.
Martin. And as you mentioned, lives about 70, grew up 70, 75 miles from here, Summer, Mississippi. He's got friends, family here in Baton Rouge to watch him, one of the great high school athletes from that area, great football quarterback. Tough, they win, he's a great defender. Teammates love him. Another great hand by Richard.
Yeah, Richard, great defender, finds Martin, sets his feet and puts it in. Elijah Martin with the entire family and crew in the house. And they're now behind.
So they just shut down a drive, and as they swing it, Thomas Houck's the one who gets it given and forces a bad shot.
Martin aggressive. Martin goes up with the left. Chinyelu follow slam. Wow. Plenty of those today. Career day for the sophomore. He's got a new career high 17. Plus the 11 boards. So that is, you got a pair of Gators with double-doubles.
And again, the Gators want to keep pushing the tempo. Yes, they're up big, but there's 3 minutes left, and this is what they do.
That feels like a dagger run right there. With 3:10 to go, the lead has swelled just like that. Back to 15, and Clayton smothers Williams.
Some teams might walk it up and run clock. Gators want to push, see if they can attack, and they are totally in control right now.
It is an
well, let's think of this. In the SEC, they're number 3 in scoring defense. They're good offensive players. We better be good defensively to be competitive not only in the SEC, but
very businesslike with their approach. And look what has happened since 23-3. It's their best season since that Final Four team in 2014. Shinyalu, again, he continued up the game for Florida. And so number 2 in the nation. You know, if you're just looking at scores, you might think that Florida took care of business. They were challenged by LSU today. This late run ultimately may prove. Yeah, career did.
Again, this year they're a terrific defensive team. They got All-American in Walter Clayton Jr. Score at a high rate. They defend at a high rate. Yes. One of the premier teams in the league and one of the premier teams in the SEC.
And then 10 years earlier, the Big East did it. So the SEC certainly looks very likely. Not very likely, it looks likely, but that could happen again this season.
I know coaching staffs like Todd Gold, they won't be happy that the stretch that Florida played in the first half. Got to give LSU credit. They were better defensively and offensively. But the ability to turn it up a notch on both ends is what great teams do, and this Florida team is one of the best in the country. Went on the road to really a pretty good Florida crowd in here.
And so the number 2 ranked Gators, when they were down 8 in the second half, they went on a 22-6 run and then another 14-0 run. They tighten up and sharpen up when it matters most. Florida continues to roll. That's 6 straight wins, 11-3 in league play, and they will remain second in the SEC state.